Hi there, beautiful human. I'm Chelsea Bauer with Roots of Peace Yoga, and this is Luna, and welcome to our online yoga class. Today we're going to work on opening up the hips. Luna's already feeling the Zen vibes. You'll hear her clicking about during the videos. Sometimes she likes to kick it. Most of the time she's running around though. So anyway, and she gets a little judgy, so hopefully we'll be able to catch that on camera, right? Yeah. So today, as I said, we're going to work on opening up the hips. So you'll need your mat, block, or bolster, your choice. We're going to do some supported bridge and shoulder stand at the end. So you'll want to grab what you need. Also, anything else you need, a blanket to tuck under the hips or your knees for some extra padding. Grab what you need for your practice and then settle in and we'll get started. I will see you on the mat. We're going to start in a comfortable seat this morning, so hop on your mat. We're just going to take the first few moments. Luna's feeling the vibes, so that's a bonus. She normally doesn't sit with me during yoga, so we'll see how long this lasts. I would like you to close your eyes and start to connect to the breath. Notice how your sit bones are pushing down into your mat. There she goes, click, click, and away. But come back to your sit bones and start to ground down. Taking a few deep breaths. You'll probably hear her clicking around as we do this. But I want you to notice the depth and the pace of your breath. You don't have to change it right away, but just notice if it's shallow and a little bit short and fast, or if it's deep and slow. There, she's back to those Zen vibes. A lot of times our breath reflects how we feel. So if you're anxious, or you're kind of having a rough go, take a second and stop and notice what your breath is doing. If you're it's probably inflating your anxiety a little bit versus if you can take a step back and deep breath, slow breath, and then sigh it out through the mouth. Okay, so we're going to do 3 more breaths just like that. Deep breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Notice the connection you have to the earth and start to take all that energy and push it downward. So the idea here is you're trying to get into your body and out of the mind. We spend so much time up here. So yoga helps us to be in our body. So now that we're a little bit centered or a lot centered, we need to take your hands behind the hips and you're just going to inhale to lift the chest. You can drop the head back, don't go too far. You really want to be mindful of your neck. And a few deep breaths here. We'll take 3. So really feel the chest rise and fall. You can arch back a little bit further if that feels good. Find that edge. If you need to be gentle today though, that's totally fine too. It's your practice, so do your thing. So coming forward again, you can lean, crawl with the fingers. You want to bend from the hips here. So you're trying not to arch the back too much. Everybody arches a little bit, but really trying to focus on hinging from the hips. And as with every yoga pose, settling in with the breath, deep, slow breaths. As you inhale, you can roll up through the spine. And now we're going to take some upright windshield wiper knees. So you can place your hands back behind your hips and then you're going to walk your feet so they're mat width apart so that you're upright like this. And then we're going to move with the breath. So you're going to inhale to take the knees off to the right, exhale to come back to center, and then breathing in to drop them to the left, and breathing out to come to center. So you're moving with the breath. These can be big or small. Every body is different. I say that a lot. So if your range of mobility in your hips is limited, you can take these a little bit slower, especially these upright ones. They're a little bit more intense. So if this isn't working for you, you can also drop down onto your elbows and continue to windshield wiper. The idea here is that you're rolling the hips back and forth so you get this internal, external rotation from side to side with your windshield wiper knees. And because this is our hip practice, we really want to focus on loosening up the hips and moving any tension out of the hip, glute, low back area. So we're going to take one more round on each side. And come back up to center. Okay, so if you're down on your elbows, I want you to come back up to straight arms and then bring the feet back so that they're hip width apart. Now you're going to cross the right leg over the left one so that the outside of your right ankle is connected to the top of that left knee. And again, if you have to back your arms up a little bit, all people's hips are different flexible wise. So do what you gotta do. Again, in yoga, or not again, I haven't said it yet. In yoga, we always want to avoid pain. So you don't want any burning, tearing, you just want sensation. And sensation between a 4 to a 7 generally. I mean, everybody's different and it depends on if you're trying to like make bigger muscles, but ideally like you just want sensation, you don't want any pain. So from here, you should feel this down in your glute. This is good if you have a tight IT band. You can stay here if you want to take this a little bit further. You're going to inhale to lift the hips, keeping the leg where it is. The left foot is nice and firm, elbows are straight. You can drop the head back a little bit if you need to, again, being mindful of your neck. And we'll take one more breath here. Roll down slow and steady on the exhale. And you can uncross and switch sides. So now the left leg is crossing over the right, outside of the right ankle, or left ankle, excuse me, is connecting to the top of the right knee. And then from here, you can hang out. Again, if you need to back the hands off a little bit. And you may notice that one side is tighter than the other. We all have a tight side and a loosey-goosey side. So just being mindful of that. It's good to know your body so that you can work towards being more balanced. So we're here for one more breath. And now if you want to lift the hips, you can, or stay grounded, up to you. 2 breaths here in the air. And slowly come back down. From here, we're going to take butterfly, and you don't have to flip back and forth on your mat like I am. I'm just doing it so that you can see. So you can bring the soles of the feet together, the knees are falling nice and wide, allowing gravity to pull the knees down just a little bit further. And in butterfly, if you want less tension, move your feet further away from the pelvis. And if you want a little bit more activation, bring the feet closer to the tailbone. So a few options for you here. And then once you get your feet and your legs where you need to be, trying to sit up nice and tall through the spine, taking the shoulders, rolling them up and back to settle them down. And we're here for 3 breaths. Really rooting through the sit bones, feeling that grounding.